Hello and welcome to Film Seizure. We are in week 3 of the American Ninja Syncology. Is it a syncology?
Is it a
It's not
quintology?
Yeah,
quintology, because
Quintology?
you said quality and I've yet to see it. So
Oh, well.
Oh,
Yeah, so week 3 of our 5-week delve into the American Ninja movies, which are amazing, to say the least. And this week we have
amazing.
amazing. That's what I
It is
meant
The
to say.
Amazing Ninja. That's what they should have named it.
Yeah, 1989's Blood Hunt. And oh boy, we had a good first couple weeks, in my opinion. I don't know about this one. I don't know if this one landed the weird vehicle on the truck, so to speak. Anyway.
oh my god.
Anyway.
I have notes. I have notes
Oh God,
on this
I
one.
have so many notes on this movie.
I have so many notes.
Disgusting.
I had no notes for 1 and 2. I was like, these are just dumb, whatever. You know, it's like
that
I
in my
will.
mind-
I'm gonna hang on a second. I'm
I
gonna
want to
also say.
introduce you guys.
Okay.
first.
Okay. Go ahead.
Gosh,
Go
everyone's so
ahead.
excited to talk about American Ninja. Hi Jeff, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
Good. And Jason, how are you?
Hey, I'm good too, and it's A-MAY-rican Ninja month. Chuck, get it right.
A-MAY-rican Ninja.
A-MAY-rican Ninja.
Sorry, I didn't know I had to do that too.
There's
Okay,
no America. There's Mayrica.
so America.
It's
Yeah.
Fuck
Mayrica.
yeah. Okay, Jeff. So before I cut you off, you were going into something there.
Yeah. So, oh, I don't even remember now exactly what it was, but I feel okay. I remember what it was now.
Crack a beer for this one.
I'm gonna. Whoosh. Oh my God, Chuck's going hard.
Chuck's got
It's got a giant piece of ice in it, though.
It's still more than
That's
I just got a polar pop. Anyway,
Chuck's drinking about 10 fingers of whiskey to get through this one.
so
In both
I
hands.
I want
Yep.
to officially issue an apology to American Ninja 2: The Confrontation. Because next to this one, that one is a fucking Oscar winner. This one is so silly,
Oh man.
so silly. Like I guffawed a few times where I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" So, Jason,
I apologize for the whole month in a lot of ways. I do, because I thought it would be silly to do this, and these movies are way less good, mostly sober, and they're way less good watching them by yourself. At least we watched them with a couple of beers and together, the first two. But watching American Ninja 3 after the Indiana Pacers lost Game 5 of the playoffs, and at like 12:30 a.m. on Tuesday, it was kind of a sobering experience. It really wasn't as much fun as I wanted it to be, but it would have been more fun if we had some adult beverages and were together. So I tried to keep reminding myself that yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid. That's funny. And I actually watched a couple rewatch videos of guys who do that. They do the is it so bad it's good kind of reviews, and I kind of got more into the liveliness of it. So I don't totally apologize, but I feel like the way we watched this one was wrong. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, like at Wednesday at 6:25 p.m. That's my first mistake. I'm watching this at 6 o'clock at night. I messaged Jeff. I don't know if I should laugh or cry at this movie. Definitely not enough beer or drugs.
Yeah.
So it really is like I did find some things in this so bad it's good.
Yes.
And I did enjoy about half of it, but man, it is a slog if you're sober and you're hungry or anything else is on your mind, you might veer off. Like
hungry.
you're gone. And you're hungry.
If you're hungry,
if you're hungry, get out. Yeah. I mean,
I need something to eat.
Admittedly,
Fuck this movie.
I think I started it. I think I started it at about 2 o'clock. Now, mind you, I had just walked in from going to get comics, so I had a stack of comic books calling my
I'd
name.
watch this instead.
Yeah, and it's and one of those comics happened to be Blood Hunt '1.
Oh, that's funny.
And Chuck brought that up too. I was like, holy shit, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, there's a lot of Blood Hunt going on.
And I was like, oh damn, it's
Dracula's.
Part of me wanted that so badly to be an American Ninja comic, but I knew it wasn't.
Part of me would never want that.
No part.
So I'm looking over there and I'm looking back, and like every time Tubi went to a commercial break, I was like, I could just read one of these, instead. So yeah, I apologize to American Ninja 2.
Well,
Which this one is kind of like a shittier remake.
It is. There are things that are better, but there's a lot of things that are worse. Yeah.
One of the things that are worse is
consternation face over that some things are better.
Well,
because all of that one was better.
I like Marjo Gortner better.
Okay, I'll give you Marjo Gortner.
The villain from the last one. I like him a lot better, but that's maybe about it.
I didn't know they had like Chat GPT writing scripts in 1989 or whatever year this was, because this is like next level. Get something on the paper.
There are a couple things I really want to talk about when we get there, because I don't know. I don't even remember did I block out like the plot filler needs, or were they just not there?
I'm thinking it's probably chemical blockation.
Or it was the ninja aspect of the script that none of us saw, like the ninja part of it. That's why it's a ninja, because they don't include the story.
Well, I kind of feel
stealthy
like
plot points.
I kind of feel like the whole first scene was shot after.
I agree.
Oh yeah, because that has nothing to do with anything at all.
Nope, they needed some. Somebody said, "Hey, we need more."
Holy shit! This movie's 63 minutes.
Yeah, we need a longer runtime. What can you do? And somebody wrote that opening.
They wrote
scene
that, and then they're like,
the villain to the hero after the fact. Yeah,
and then it's like, okay, well, we got this tournament idea. Okay, throw it in. I guess we can land a fucking thing on a thing. Hey, okay, do that too.
That's awesome.
No, I hated that.
I love it. Like they no, that's working with what you've got. There was a stunt man who said, "Hey, I can fly these fucking weird, single pilot planes,
gliders, yeah,
and I can land it on the bed of a truck." And they were like, "All right, we'll shoot it."
Do we want to talk about that scene now?
Well, no. We'll get to it.
There.
Now, one other thing I also want to correct as well. So a couple of things I wanted to correct here. So first of all, we mentioned the writer of this movie, which of course is the same writer, because it's essentially just it's like somebody's dog ate the script for part 2, and they're like, well, we'll just use what's left.
Yeah.
And make 3.
Yeah.
And that was Gary Conway.
Yeah, you're right. The villain from 2.
So yeah,
gets story credit for this one, because it's basically the same fucking movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he would have probably sued. But anyway, so we talked about Gary Conway. I did not mention a couple of things. He also has the story by credit for Over the Top.
Oh shit.
He was also in both I Was a Teenage Frankenstein as the monster, and in How to Make a Monster as a quote unquote teenage monster.
Okay.
But
he's definitely a monster.
Yeah,
he's unleashed some bullshit.
He's unleashed some bullshit. Yes, it's just a muck spread that bullshit everywhere. But the best thing he's ever done, he was the farmer.
Oh, that's him.
That is him. Yeah.
That's a pretty good little movie.
It is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, so yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I covered that at B-Movie Enema, so you can go over there and read about that. It's a good flick. Pretty good little flick. Okay. I also want to mention that this is not the swan song of Steve James, but his American Ninja swan song. He passed away 4 years later, but he did not make another American Ninja movie after this. He made several movies after this, probably of the same quality, but he never made another American Ninja movie. He was probably my favorite part of this movie. I mean, especially when David Bradley basically, when David Bradley, whatever character he is in this, The fucking guy sees him. He's like, he basically does the Curtis Jackson, you son of a bitch,
You son of a bitch.
He basically does that whole thing from Predator. I love at one point.
Imagine if instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers in Predator, it was Steve James and David Bradley.
American Predator.
I mean, the good news is we wouldn't have some of the shittier Predator movies.
Or we would.
I think there's only one shitty Predator movie. There's only one shitty
It would have been the first one.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Come on. Do you really think there's more than one shitty Predator movie?
Yeah, Alien versus Predator. Alien versus Predator.
I'm not counting those. You're right. Those totally suck. Yeah. I'm thinking just
okay.
Predator.
So yeah, I mean I was counting those two in. So 3.
That's fair. There's three. Three. You're right. Okay.
Okay.
Steve James would make all of those movies better though.
Probably. When we first see Marjoe Gortner, I forgot that Marjoe Gortner was in it. I was like, is that Kirk from Dear John? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy that's not Bradley Whitford. Who is that guy?
Well, it was Jerry something. Anyway, but yeah.
Is this our first Marjoe Gortner film? I feel like we've done another one.
No, I wanted to do the documentary about him because that's some interesting shit. Yeah. Star Crash ain't making it to this movie. It isn't making it to this podcast.
All 5 American Ninja movies did. Why wouldn't Star Crash make it?
Fair enough. I vote
all
Star
bets
Crash.
Are off now.
Yeah. Oh, the floodgates are opening, and yeah.
I think I'm thinking of Pray for the Wildcats. I just recently watched.
Oh yeah,
I told
you to watch that.
That's a damn good movie. Yep.
Somebody needs to turn off their car alarm. I don't know if you can hear that.
No, we can't.
Okay, good. Anyway,
but yeah, so maybe we should mention who Marjoe Gortner is. Kind of a fascinating character in the history of American culture. I guess real quickly, he was a child preacher, evangelist, Pentecostal evangelist, and did the tent revivals and everything. But it was all, like most evangelists, especially television tent evangelists, it was all just a circus act. His parents, basically kind of coached him to become this phenomenon, this child preacher. And
he was huge.
He was huge. Yeah. He was massive. Yeah. And like raised millions of dollars in donations and made his parents rich. And it started to weigh on him. And in 1972, when he was like in his late 20s, he had enough. And he decided to enlist services of he talked to some documentary filmmaker. And he says like, hey, would you be interested in doing a documentary film about the celebrity preacher, the evangelist preacher? And they were like, yeah, we would be. And he was like, oh, I'm going to give you all access. And he blew the whole top off of the circus tent. He told them everything. He showed them the whole behind the scenes, and he really he was trying to repent, no pun intended, for his past sins. And he never did it again. He was like, I'm done now. And won Best Documentary Feature Academy Award.
Yep.
Great documentary.
And and it's kind of funny because that would have been right around the time of the rise of the televangelist. So it was almost like they were moving from the tent to the TV right about the same time. It's interesting. I'm sure there's a lot there that did not I wouldn't be terribly surprised if Gortner had to be pretty careful in his life for a little bit afterwards.
I'm sure he made lots of enemies. Yeah. Powerful enemies. Yeah.
Like the Jerry Falwell kind. And God, yes.
God.
Well, God's probably like, thumbs up.
Yeah, hopefully God, if there is one, gave him a thumbs up. Like, good job, kid.
Good job, Marjoe. I was wondering.
Good job, Marjoe.
I'm usually the least informed about this stuff, and you guys are all excited that he was in this, and I'm like, I don't even know who that is. But that is really interesting. So, yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, check out that documentary. So, I also mentioned last week that I really was hoping that the young the young version of the David Bradley character.
Oh yeah, Steven Weber. Yeah.
Steven Weber. I was really hoping it really was the former chair of the Missouri Democrat
not?
Party. Oh, no way. He would have been like 6 when this came out.
So it's a bad link.
Yeah. Although it's a great link. I would say it's a great link.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Because if I ever came across that guy, I'd be like, I loved your work in American Ninja 3.
I loved you in American Ninja 3 Blood Hunt. I would say the whole title to him. Yeah.
Yes, the whole title. Like, well, that's great. Instead of talking about anything policy related, just talk to him about American Ninja 3 Blood Hunt.
And then we would be remiss without mentioning up front David Bradley, who was an actual martial artist. So in some regards, he was a step up from the Dudikoff because he actually knew how to do karate, and he was a black belt in karate. So that's interesting. They actually hired somebody with karate skills.
used those skills to their most.
Well,
okay, this is a good time to bring.
They needed Fistenberg.
Fistenberg?
Is it Fistenberg or Furstenberg?
Furstenberg. Fistenberg is his porn parody director name.
Yeah, yes, it is. I'm sure he did that. Furstenberg. They needed Furstenberg because he knew how to shoot. And choreograph some karate.
Yeah.
But man, Cedric Sundstrom did not. He did not have any clue how to shoot choreographed.
Well, he has no clue that ninjas don't do karate; they do ninjutsu. Like what?
The ninjas are the least of the problem here.
I know, but I don't get that. Like, why do they lean into karate so heavily when they're ninjas? It's ninjutsu.
Well,
Am I
both
making
from Japan?
Okay.
I mean, it's a similar style.
So we'll allow this one. All right, we're
the
allowing
ninja
it.
part comes from the stealth, which none of them have. That is true. Like
they're doing daytime shit, man.
They're the worst ninjas. I love the moment where the guy, what's his name? Their buddy, because I always have a buddy in this. He's Dexter this time.
Dexter.
When he's in my notes I called him Pee-wee. Shanty roof, and he's like, "I see him. I see him. They're running that way." And you see like 3 ninjas in the distance running into the laboratory. It fucking kills.
And it's like those are. I mean, those were not
the moments of
two
this beautiful,
spaces.
Charming ridiculousness. Yes.
Yeah. Because no way that shantytown is next to that. That lab.
And
those people would have. I mean, come on.
And the people on the ground, the American Ninja and Steve James, they can't see his vantage point anyway. So it's like he's just pointing somewhere, and they're just like, okay,
yeah. They're going into that building. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's so bad, but it's so funny.
No, I do not really understand this movie.
No, I don't either.
Okay, great. I'm glad. Okay. So I'm going to say that much more steadfastly. I do not understand what happens in this movie.
Okay, so real quick,
rewinding things.
Really?
Like, wait, did I miss something? Yeah, I did a couple times. I was like, wait, did I miss something? And I was like, nope, I didn't.
So in 1979, Cobra and General Andreas go to karate tournament and kill young Sean Davidson's dad for reasons unknown to steal something unknown.
No. I do know.
Okay.
So
thank you.
First of all, Marjo tells General Andreas, who isn't a general yet, by the way, but he tells them, we got to do this. We can do this bloodless. We don't have to hurt anyone.
Right.
If somebody gets hurt, they get hurt. But we can do this bloodless. Immediately, one of the guys switchblade somebody in the stomach, immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I guess that bloodless thing's out. And then they go
It was never an option, really.
I guess not. And then they go in, and all they're doing is stealing the box office of a karate tournament in L.A. in 1979. What did they make? What did they make? $1,200, if that.
Hey, every dollar.
It's not like you robbed a racetrack.
To make clones,
you know.
Right.
You robbed a fucking karate tournament box office.
In 1979.
And that's what they built their empire on.
Before karate became big in this country, that's when they hit. Yeah, that's insane.
And what happens is Sean Davidson, his dad, is supposed to fight the headlining match that night. and he hears the commotion, and he comes out because he's a tough guy and is going to try to karate the money back, and General Andreas shoots him with a machine gun and mows him down. It's just a random act of violence. There's no like motive behind it.
Right.
Oh, I know why they had to make this scene. They watched the movie and later realized, holy shit, our hero just murdered that guy with a gun and he's a fucking ninja. So we better do something to where he has reason to do that. Man. I'm telling you, yeah, it's recursive.
I totally agree that it was shot last. That opening scene was shot last. It had to be.
By the way, at one point, I kind of broke out into a flop sweat about 3/4 of the way through this movie because I was like, the fuck is this movie about? And I was like frantically going around to like Wikipedia had no answers.
No.
Terrorism.
IMDb had no answers.
There is no good plot synopsis of this movie anywhere. In fact, the one I thought might be the one gives up a paragraph in. And it's just like, you know what? Fuck it. I can't.
Terrorism is scientifically focused now. That's what this movie is about.
Yes, scientifically focused terrorism.
Yep.
I kept looking for like more to the plot of that. Like, all right, is it because if they give him the poison, that means that it can kill anyone? If it can kill the most powerful human and can kill him, then when we have no problem killing anyone we want? Or were they trying to create super soldiers that were immune to the virus because it was injected into the most powerful person, and then they could create a vaccine that then they give to other ninjas that then will be immune to the biochemical warfare that they're unleashing when they're attacking.
We also okay.
Yeah, we got another one. Go.
Or is it that he is going to be the one who's supposed to spread the virus? Like, is he like going to be ultra contagious and they will unleash him because they can make him immune?
I think that's straight out because after they give him the dosage, they're like, you're useless to us now. So why was he useful in the first place?
I don't know. That's the problem. That's like one of many problems, but that's probably the central problem of
Right.
this movie is I don't really understand the villain's motivations at all.
No.
Well, and also, we also have conflicting reports on whether or not there was an antidote.
Yeah, because Steve James is trying to get the antidote near the end, and the guy like kind of maybe says this is the antidote.
Yeah, he's like, I'm carrying it right here. He's like, I'll take that and throw you off a fucking...
He's like,
But
be
then, of
careful.
course-
It's a viral antidote. Like, do antidotes kill people now?
So well, maybe if you put it in, all right, I can buy this. If you don't have the disease and you inject yourself with it, maybe you give yourself the disease you're trying to cure. Maybe.
All right.
I don't know. We need to get our best conspiracy theorist on
Then
this.
I was reading another synopsis of this movie that somebody was trying to attempt, and then they started talking about ninja clones. I was like, no, dude, that was American Ninja 2. I don't think there's any ninja clones in this one.
Yes,
maybe?
there are. I mean, Wikipedia.
They have ninja clones?
Yes.
When he
because-
presses the light at the end, they're ninja.
Oh my god, were those clones? Because that was my favorite part of the movie. Is when he presses the ninja,
Yeah,
the
they're
Cobra
straight up-
button, and the red ninjas just show up on the platforms.
So
Oh
this is...
my god,
there-
it's like
there's-
boss level video game shit right there.
Yes.
Yeah, there's literal magic in this movie.
This movie is a video game, by the way.
Yeah,
Because we haven't talked about this scene yet, but that tutorial scene where the guy is actually flying the plane onto the truck in the way that the way that Sean is talking to him is like, okay, you could do this. Now level out, pull the bar up. I'm like, I feel like I'm playing a video game with the world's worst tutorial.
I'm trying to land
right
the
now.
plane in Top Gun.
Top Gun. Yes, I thought that too.
Yes. And it's a really bad, and he's so like, go around now, do it again. You can do it. Okay, buddy.
And then
Lift
they
the handle.
land.
Now pull the engine.
And then they
Like a little bit of
land.
Star Fox, a little bit
Yes,
there. Yeah.
Yeah, they land, and Dexter's like, "You're great, man. I wouldn't be alive without you." It's like
My favorite
damn.
part of that scene is the fact that Steve James has no fucking idea that one of them is going to land on the bed of his truck, and he's not really surprised at all by it.
You know what my favorite part? You know what my favorite part of that whole scene is? It absolutely was not necessary for any of that shit to happen. There's no reason for them to be flying those things. There's no reason why Steve James couldn't just truck them up.
There was one very good reason. Production value.
Because they could. Yeah. I mean, come on, this is 1989 Canon film. We got to do something here because
we got a guy who could do a thing. Put it in the movie.
Yeah.
He went over like 5 feet over the top of the ninjas on the building and landed quietly, and nobody knew he was there. That's why he did it, because he had to sneak in, and the only way to do it is with a propelled vehicle.
Yeah.
Right. That thing is totally like as it's coming in.
He used his ninja powers to make it silent.
Yeah,
it was totally like stealth helicopter.
By the way, the churches and the steeple and the people thing in this one does completely different other shit than it did in the other two. It is magic.
Different things in this, yeah.
Right? Like one is a Vulcan thing. She was like about to ponfar that dude, and then the second time was an expulsion of viral death.
Yeah, I know that happened.
Okay, so.
I could cure. It was ivermectin.
Yes, it was. He horse pasted himself.
Let's horse pasted himself after she ponfarred him.
Let's go back
just a little. Back. So Sean's dad dies. Sean and becomes the cover boy for Karate Magazine USA, and then he enters a tournament on whatever island they're at.
He becomes the oldest 22-year-old in history at the start of this movie, because he's 37 when he made this movie.
I think it's the country of Triana, and it's the island of Saint Monique.
Okay, so Saint Monique.
It is quite the island, because most of the police forces, like African black guys, like African country, like police people, because it was filmed in South Africa. But then, like the guy who runs the police is like vaguely Spanish. And then, like, the El Presidente is vaguely Spanish, too. And then you have a ninja lady, like a straight-up Asian lady who's like a ninja master. And then you have Marjo Gortner. It's like, what is this? It's like the United Nations set up a whole country.
Right, it's a melting pot, just like the last one.
So what kind of seems like what's happened? The power dynamic on this island is that what do they call him? The prime minister, the minister of the interior. He's kind of like the main guy on the island, but the General Andreas has been instilled as general you get this sense because of the power of Marjo Gortner, right? Like Marjo, is it Andreas at that point, or is it?
Yes. Yeah.
So Andreas is kind of like has been elevated to this high stature on the island because of the influence of the Cobra, Marjo Gortner, the Cobra. So they're still like partners, but they're also kind of rivals now, which is weird. And that doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense either. No. But here we are.
No, because I think we're at the point now where what the Cobra has been promising Andreas is not delivered yet.
Yeah.
So whatever kind of rise together they had was built on the promise.
And it's been 10 years because
of this thing.
It's been a long time since they robbed that box office.
We need super ninjas. That's
Give
what
me
Andreas wants. Yeah.
These people might be patients, but it's been 10 fucking years for me, bro. Mm-hmm. One other thing, Sean Davidson was trained by his martial arts master Izumo, who was the partner or training partner of his dad.
Yeah, he was his dad's trainer and probably best friend for life.
Yes, they were BFFs.
He should have done the people in the steeple thing to like pull the bullets out.
To pull the bullets out?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean that move can do anything.
It can.
It cures certain death. You know that.
But you have to have the power within you, and she probably did not. But Zumo absolutely had that power.
You would think so. But we don't know. We never see a Zumo again.
No, we do.
Not the.
No, we don't.
Not the Izumo. We see a disguised
version of
Izumo. Like he's not Izumo. He's someone
See why I got into
an imposter Izumo.
Do you see
Yes.
why at one point I was like in a flop sweat? I was like, I'm worried.
There's
And I
one
don't-
There's a
character-
little bit of Mission Impossible in this
Yes,
movie.
there is.
Yes, it actually looks pretty good too. The way they did it in this
Yeah.
movie.
It's not too bad. Yep. It's not
There's
too bad.
one character in this movie. I don't even know if they exist.
Right. I don't think she does.
Oh, that lady. So no.
The
Okay. So I
secretary.
have a
I
very
don't think the
specific
secretary
note.
really exists.
Yeah.
think
I have a
that's
very
I think
specific
that's the
note.
Lady Ninja the whole time.
Yeah.
I have a very specific note about that lady. She she looks like the child of Joan Collins and a Spaceball.
I could dig that. Or she looks
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig was playing like a comedy
Yeah, but like her,
lady.
that hair is so perfectly globed
Yeah.
that it's like
Well, one
they're
of
surrounded
the-
by assholes.
One of the YouTube reviewers that they did the watch of it that was really funny. They called it her cum hair from something about Mary.
Oh my god.
Oh no, you're talking about the ninja lady that was driving
Yeah, I'm
me
talking
nuts.
about the ninja lady.
No, I'm
that
talking about.
that
I'm talking
impersonates
about
her.
the ninja lady's haircut. It's like, I'm sorry, you get that shit cut too short. It ain't laying down. And why is it right in the center of the top of her head? It's
Oh,
like
man.
that is the most aggressive
A poor woman
form of mullet.
had no help from hair and makeup on this movie.
She had no
at
help
all.
from the script because
And she's also
apparently
like
you can
constantly pulling. She's probably constantly pulling off masks, so
Yeah.
her hair's all fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then
Wigs
also
and-
people can just sneak up on her too. She's not very good ninja, apparently.
I have a question. Why does an American ninja wear a Canadian tuxedo to fight?
Because it could also be a Texas tuxedo, Chuck.
Oh, okay.
It goes,
Okay.
the
So it's still
term
American.
works for both. Yeah.
Okay. Woo. I was a little nervous there. I'm like, he's not in his regular blacks. He's in
All
his,
that denim. So much
Yeah.
denim in this movie.
Oh my god. I don't even I wish I had something to add more than like questions, but I don't know if I
Well, yeah, I
questions
mean,
are fine.
so,
'Cause
yeah, so-
answers are funny.
Yeah, right. So it's like, so 10 years pass. You're right. Sean is now, poster child of karate. He's like the world champion. He's going to go to this other world champion in this bullshit country.
Yes.
And, he,
Because apparently it's like Mortal Kombat. There's going to be a karate tournament to determine who is the strongest, because the strongest person is the one who Marjo wants to inject with the virus. So
yeah, I also,
the whole tournament is a ploy to find the strongest karate guy.
indeed it is. And I also like that, I like that it's like, oh, and because like Lady Ninja's like, oh, welcome the great General Andreas. And it was like, dun, dun, dun. And it's like, I hope that's not part of the, like of his intro music that everybody can hear because
Oh my god.
it's like,
Can I just mention now the descending and ascending piano notes that are played through every fight? It's like 70% of the music is doo 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 doo. I wanted to kill myself. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
something else that wanted to make me kill myself was I hate this, and I fucking hate this shit in movies. Whenever there's a competition, the PA announcer interjects his own fucking commentary like an
Oh, it's
asshole.
so bad. It's so bad. I made a comment about that.
I fucking hate that.
His color commentary. It's like wait a minute. We need to know what's going on? Do the people there need to know what's going on? Like, why are you talking, dude? Just shut the fuck up. Yeah. We're not watching this on TV. Well, we are,
Right.
but
Well, I mean,
we are. You know what I mean?
We're supposed to
Yeah.
be. By the way, was this the same school that they filmed the second movie in?
It looked like it.
It
Sure
looked
did.
exactly like it. Yeah.
And at one point,
can I just
there's
say
just a
that
random patch of grass in the
Steve
in the lobby.
James has the best T-shirt of all time. When he meets Sean in the airport, he's wearing a T-shirt that says "Shalom, y'all."
Oh yeah, dude, that's hilarious.
I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice it?
I was
Shalom,
already
y'all.
deep in the confusion. I was already deep in the
T-shirt,
haze.
that T-shirt could probably bring world peace. It really could.
Yep. So when Sean gets there, like somewhere around after his first fight, that he wins, he runs into Curtis Jackson.
Yep. You
And he's
son
like,
of
hey,
a bitch.
you son of a bitch. And he's like, you're that guy. And I'm like, I'm that guy. And they end up being friends with some random dude, Dex. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Why he's their friend.
Because
all
we
of a sudden.
needed a
This
nerdy
year-
guy. Yeah.
He's this movie's. What's the guy from the first two movies?
I can't even remember, but he's exactly that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they needed that guy. So I don't know why they didn't just name him the same thing. What the hell was his name?
I don't have my damn notebook.
I don't either.
My bad.
Charlie? Was it
Charlie. It was Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie.
I should remember
Why-
that.
I don't know why
Private
they just
Charlie
didn't-
Madison.
Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't name him Charlie instead of Dexter. Like, let's keep some continuity here.
But like when shit's going down, like bad shit's going down, and Azumo presumably gets captured, Charlie's like, let's get some wine and women and shit. And you're like, Charlie, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Yes,
This
let's
dude's-
just call him Charlie, not Dexter. I agree.
Yeah. Yes. Charlie Dex, whatever. What are you doing? So they go to a beach. Right? So we got to explain that. Azumo gets captured in this really terrible scene where he's like,
Well, yeah,
Sean,
because
over here, Sean.
right, and he keeps like, yeah, and then he.
I also
yeah, and-
love that Charlie. I love when Charlie introduces like these two women at a table. Immediately, Sean and Curtis are like, "All right, we're set. Now,
These
what
are
about
our
you,
ladies."
Dexter,
Yeah.
Charlie? You know, he's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I don't have a lady now. I'm the fifth wheel."
Yeah. Well, so yeah, it's like at one point they like, yeah, because like the ninjas show up, and I was like, oh shit, ninjas. And it really reminds you that in the 80s, there was always a possibility of like running into quicksand, ninjas, communists, street gangs, and like, I don't know, terrorists was probably the other thing.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that was the 80s. That was what we grew up with, and we still
Ninjas
got to
were
go out and play by ourselves.
Ninjas were second to quicksand, I'm pretty sure. There
Oh,
may
yeah,
be
yeah.
another one out there, but those two were like high on the list.
Yeah, that was it. And then, you know, you always had to watch out for some shady Russian guy because he was probably like selling
I would
communism.
include him in terrorism. Scientific
Yes, definitely.
terrorism.
Well, no,
Definitely.
I'm thinking communist and like Middle Eastern terrorists. It's two
Scientific
completely separate.
It's
They're
terrorism.
both terrorism.
Well, I know, but like they were
Well, you don't
treated
need
very
to-
differently.
Well, sure,
By
sure,
canon, they were treated very differently.
Apparently, we
One-
need a Venn diagram.
Yeah,
Yes.
one. I mean, Cannon put Robert Forster in brownface to be a terrorist.
It did. I watched that movie in 6th grade. We've talked about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chuck recorded a theme song.
I did. It's really good. Go back and listen to that. It was excellent. So Zumo gets captured. Presumo. I mean, we'll just call him.
Presumo, yeah.
All right, I broke myself now. Presumo gets captured, and Sean is just like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And he jumps in a taxi, and he's like, chase that fool. And they chase him. They have fights on every level of a building. And then once they're at the top of the building, all of a sudden they're on a dock. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, I don't know, but they fall in the water, and you know what's not exciting? A fist
Underwater
fight
fighting.
underwater.
No.
No.
Yeah, fist fight underwater. Sucks.
Unless it's top secret.
Well, yes, but that's
But apparently,
that's
making
the only
fun of
American
this.
Yes.
Ninja.
Yes.
But apparently, the American Ninja can
Knock
kick
your ass
women
here.
underwater and kick your ass underwater. It's like, oh my god!
It's like,
This-
have
this
you
movie
ever
is not-
slap fight
is
somebody
not
underwater?
Scientifically focused.
No, and I'm pretty sure the Zucker brothers must have seen this movie because Sean comes out of the water and he's dry.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like they would have had to have seen it and then went back in time to make Top Secret.
Did it come out before this?
Oh yeah,
What
like
year
4
was
or
Top
5
Secret?
years, like 84 or 5.
Holy
Oh,
shit. So they were
shit.
prescient then.
Yeah,
Prescient.
Well, my
I mean-
favorite scene underwater is when he swims at them and punches them with both of his fists and both of their chests and
Yeah.
knocks
Did a-
them out.
yeah, he did a
And then they
Popeye.
drown and die, and they float up to the top of the water like dead fish. That's my favorite.
That's really good.
I also like after this
Really
fight
good.
that so like so like Steve Jackson and Pee Wee or whatever his name is catches up with him, and it's like, so what's this all about? And it's like, oh, my ninja master, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, and Steve Jackson says, or Steve Jackson, Curtis
You're a
Jackson
ninja?
says,
That explains it.
that's some plain some things. Like what?
Who are you, Bill Cosby? Explain something. Ninjas, not again, he says right after
Yes.
that. Fucking
I
hilarious.
mean, it's like,
Not
what is
again.
this? It's like, I mean, he has a reaction to ninjas like Indiana Jones has a reaction to Nazis and snakes.
Yes, he does.
It does. And this is when we have the shantytown fight.
Yes.
And I see them, they're running over there.
Well, no, they
Yeah.
come out of the buildings, and what do you do when you see ninjas just show up? You don't run the other way. You say, well, I guess we have no choice but to fight these ninjas. They literally say, we have no choice but to do this. And so it's like they just get into fight mode. And Pee-wee apparently can beat up one guy. Good
Yeah.
for him. Good for him.
His name's Charlie, by the way.
Okay, whatever.
So at this point, Sean goes to the Minister of the Interior. He's like, I'm going to find some things out. I want to know if anyone resembling my master, Izumo,
Which no Asian person has come into the country.
none whatsoever. Yeah, not even like
Not even for the
100
karate
ninjas
fights.
that are there. Yeah.
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 None of those 100 ninjas are Asian. But the secretary for the Minister of the Interior tells him, basically, he's giving him the brush off.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's nothing to see here. Then the Minister of the Interior comes in. He's like, I'd like to file on the laboratory. The Marjo laboratory.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'll get that for you in just a moment. And at that, Sean, his ears perk up because he's seen ninjas run into that laboratory. And he's like, oh, sir, can I talk to you? And she shuts it down. She's like, I don't
So I'm really busy.
really busy. And it's like, okay, well, there's something weird happening there. So what do you do next after you've gotten fought ninjas twice, gone to the Minister of the Interior to report a missing person? What do you do?
You hang out on the beach.
You fucking hang out on the beach. Of course you do. Yeah.
With ninjas hiding behind some leafless shrub.
Yes. He even says, I feel like they're all around us or something like that.
It's like, turn around, dude. You can see them.
They are kind of all around you,
right
buddy.
there.
But that's when Curtis
Yeah, by the way,
Jackson's
he
like,
does sense them. He has like fucking force powers. He senses when the bad guys are there. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is when Curtis Jackson goes to the other guy. I don't know who he goes.
Well, this is when Curtis Jackson says, how about I try going to the police?
the police captain.
And-
yeah.
Right.
And Sean is like, I don't think that's gonna work, man. I just went to the Minister of the Interior, and he's like, let me try it my way. And he goes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, and he comes in like he comes in, starts slinging his big dick around. He's like, "Hey, buddy, I want to talk to the police captain." And the guy just standing there is like, "Are you yeah, And it's like, yeah. And they take him back, and he goes right into the captain, who then it's like, he's like, "No, this is stupid. We're not helping you or whatever." And he's like, "You're breathing my air."
You're breathing my air, buddy. Yeah.
And he puts $5 in his pocket, tells him to
It's
go
like,
to
I
a
want my
movie and
money
relax.
And then he takes
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
So good.
The mismatched nationalities of everybody in this room is amazing.
Meanwhile, we've got like several scenes of the enemy headquarters and the infighting that starts to happen because you've got Marjo, the Cobra, who is talking to
Why does he have a
Han Lee,
nickname?
his main ninja lady, and she's like, he's very good. He's a ninja, and the dragon, Jesus, the Cobra is being very patient, very very polite. He's like, "There's no worry. I believe in you. It's cool. You'll get him. No, it's all gonna be fine." And then meanwhile, his main guy, his lackey, who is that guy?
Oh yeah, the nerd,
Dr. Holger.
Yeah,
He's like, I think we should take a more direct approach. He's like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
This is all like very
This
measured conversation that's going on in this scene. Yeah,
It's all very, very nice. Like, it's cool. We'll get him. We'll get
We'll
our
destroy
guy.
the world someday. It's
Yeah,
fine.
It's fine.
I believe that's why it's taken 10 years. You know?
right. It's like I get the impression that the Cobra, like, also like built a super strain of like super weed, and that's why he's so like
It's
it's cool,
chill.
man. It's
He's
fucking
so
cool.
chill. He's so chill until you harsh his buzz later.
Yeah,
Right,
he's
yes.
called the Cobra because he's coiled up like nicely and peacefully until he strikes.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
He does not need to have a nickname. The fact that he has a nickname is infuriating in this.
It's hilarious.
It's like he couldn't just come up with a fucking name. Like he could just be like, I don't know,
and all
John
the
Bad Guy.
All the ninjas have like the Cobra patches on them, and he's got buttons with Cobra on it. Oh, it's so funny.
I mean, I have a feeling Hasbro could have had a case here. I'm just saying.
Yeah. They're probably also looked at the box office and
they're like, no, we're not getting anything out of this.
It's like squeezing a raisin for juice, you know?
Right. I mean, it didn't make $1 million. It didn't even make a fucking $1 million. That's amazing.
Nope. It probably still hasn't.
Well, I don't know. It made 1.5 if you count West Germany. West Germany apparently was almost
West Germany. It was all about it.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I don't know.
All right,
so
this is when they steal the planes.
Yes,
because they got to get into the compound. So they steal the planes.
The only way to do that apparently is with
the fuel
motorized
line
hang
on these things, because the fuel line bursts and Dexter has to land his on the back of a truck, which we talked about.
For once, couldn't the fuel line break on the heroes?
I'm going down.
Yeah, instead of having like this kind of hyper dude that's like, spazzing out over here. Couldn't we just have the hero for once, like have to do something like bitch and cool ass to like make it to wherever he's supposed to go with a busted fuel line? Come on.
He tutorialed them in. It was
like
good. That hero work.
Anyway, that was a 40.
The stunt was the land on the back of a truck.
Right.
Or not Chuck. Jeff. That was the stunt. We cannot deviate from the stunt that we know we can do.
Well, they could have at least had a more exciting 45-minute section of this movie than that moment where they're flying those fights. Because that I was like, holy shit, the scene isn't over yet. Like, I even got up and went to the bathroom and I came back and it's like, it ain't fucking over yet.
It kind of reminds me of, there's a famous stunt scene in The Man from Hong Kong, the Australian movie. Mm-hmm. Grant Page, he flies a hang glider, right? And it looks cool, I guess, but it's like not the first time or the last time anybody's flown a hang glider.
Nor has it been filmed. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, is this really that impressive? I mean, it looks cool over like Sydney or whatever, but it's still just a dude flying a hang glider.
Well, you've seen Stunt Rock. You know that he thinks mighty high of his work.
And rest in peace, Grant Page, because I love the man, but yeah.
James Bond used ski stunts like 100 times, so we'll give Grant Page a little break here.
Well, I'm going to give him a break.
So the scene, contrary to Jeff's belief, does end eventually, and I
felt like I was in like the most fucking purgatory.
The most inexplicable thing in the world happens. So
the rest of the movie.
Yeah, well, that's true. But Sean gets captured. Right, he breaks in. He gets injected.
He gets knocked out to sleep.
Yeah, he gets tasered to sleep. Whatever the fuck happened.
That close-up taser shot.
They had to later explain away what that taser prod was, which was a special invention to kill the local nerves of wherever so they had to explain away why he was tasered to sleep. Yeah. I have a feeling all of that was just like, oh shit, he fell asleep in the take. We gotta explain that later.
Somewhere in between here too, there's a car chase with the lady Chan Lee.
Okay, so it's during the 1.5 days where Curtis Jackson is like, no, we'll just wait out here. Yeah, everything's fine. We'll give him more time.
We'll give him more time. You're right.
A day and a fucking half.
Totally right.
Dexter's like, I'm a little nervous.
I'm getting a little worried. Cool. It's like, I understand you're nervous, and I agree, but let's give him some more time.
He's like, I'm proud of you for thinking of something other than wine and women.
It's like by the time they act,
like, I like your attitude. I like your attitude, but let's give him some more time.
Yeah. It's like by the time he realizes they need to act, like fucking David Bradley's
too
just going to
late.
be just going to be a skeleton. It's like that's
Yeah.
how long they're waiting.
A day and a half at least.
He's like,
because
look, I know these guys. It's taken them 10 years to get here. They're not moving fast.
It's going to take at least 6 years to kill our guy. So
Yeah.
At least it'll be
yeah.
fine.
oh my god,
Let's give them
it's
some
so inexplicable. I'm like, how can they keep just going back to these guys and have Curtis say, "No, we'll wait." But yes, so the minister's
Secretary. Yeah.
secretary goes in.
and wants
tells-
information, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna blow this shit up.
She's trying to shake him down.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's like, I have the info. I know you're up to some no good. And she's trying to shake him down, like blackmail him basically for money. Or I'm going to tell the Minister of Interior, who's very interesting about what's going on in here. You know, if you're on my good side, then I can get on his good side. And this is the first time where we see the Cobra strike. Because he tells Dr. Holger, it's like,
Take a
we gotta
ninja and
care.
chase her.
We got to take care of her. Yeah, take a ninja. And
They
go.
also
He's like, "I'll
drive
take
on
care
the
of her
other
personally." Like Dr. Cole Holger, I think is the one who's got the blood hunt. Honestly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's the
he
one
is
who he wants so badly to be in on the action. Yeah.
yeah, he is a doctor of death.
Yes. He wants so badly to kill someone. So there's a whole car chase.
Car explodes.
And a car explodes. Oh
It
my
explodes
God,
before it hits barrels where it shouldn't
it's-
explode, and then it explodes more.
it's actually
that was
funny.
that was a guffaw.
It's
It
so
was like
funny.
when I was watching it, I was dying.
And then we get the reveal that the secretary is not the secretary after all. It is Chan Li, and she has been posing as the secretary potentially
The whole time.
the whole time.
I'm
There's never
I'm
a
on board
secretary.
with your guys'.
She's a double agent. Yeah.
She is. And so smart of her, because originally she thought the Cobra's intentions were good.
Right.
But now she knows the Cobra is nefarious.
Mhm.
And she's like, I got to go find Curtis Jackson and Charlie and let them know to get off their fucking lazy asses.
Yeah.
Tell them what's going on and that we actually don't have 6 years. We have to get in there.
We have 6 minutes.
I'm going to
kill
go
your
out
guy.
on a limb here, though. And I'm going to say that if you are a drug maker that's trying to help the world by making drugs that cure people, you probably don't need to employ like 150 ninjas.
Probably not.
No,
Probably
and you don't
So
and you don't
that
have
would be
naked
my
dudes.
first clue is that you hired me. You're probably a bad guy.
You don't have naked guys with see-through skin hanging out in your lab either.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
even,
standing there.
even
just
the
standing there.
best, even the best people like test drugs on animals and weird dead people on pedestals or whatever.
Maybe.
Ninja
Were they
clones.
dead? One guy was breathing pretty
They were
heavy.
ninja clones.
Yeah, they were. I know they were, and because they are clones, they just didn't explain it at all. But they are clones.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. I'm pretty sure I agree with you.
Yeah.
So
Wikipedia is never wrong. They said clones. in the
So when
Super Ninjas.
Jackson meets Chan Li, he's
Except when it
like,
comes to Steven Weber.
right. When Jackson,
I refuse to believe that's a lie. So
when Jackson meets Chan Li, he's like, now we got ninjets.
Oh man.
I'm like, oh my god,
Oh,
dude.
it's such a groan.
he
Yeah.
instantly is like all up on her. Like
Yeah.
he's like, because I think at one point he even calls her like Ninja Baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they have like a 37-minute fight into the compound or whatever. No, they need to go save Sean, who's with General Andreas. I don't even know what's happening here. I honestly don't know. So he's been transferred to some float out in the water or some dock to be disposed of, maybe, because he's not even in the plant anymore. He's on a little boat. They break onto the boat. And General Andreas is there with his mustache and his Uzi, and he's like, nobody move, no sudden movements. And Sean's like, don't worry about that. Kick you. Now I've got your gun.
Blow
Flashback
you
to
away.
you killing my dad. Murder
Yes.
you.
Yes.
And then
So,
they
all
leave.
right. So, like, before that, though, there's a whole scene where Sean is tied to a chair, and the Cobra is telling him his plan, essentially.
Yeah.
And there is not one mention in that entire scene of recognition between the two that this is the guy who orchestrated the robbery.
Yeah, he only remembers Andreas.
That killed your dad. Like, none of it. It's like,
And he only remembers him in flashback.
and he only remembers the guy who, the General
So
Andreas.
you're totally
in a flashback.
right. Yeah, you're totally right.
So it was.
Because
definitely
Andreas
shot
is
later to create some tenuous connection to the villain. Yeah.
Because at the beginning, at the ninja fight or at the karate fight, General Andreas is just right there.
Yeah.
And he just comes busting out like, "Hey, I'm ready to fight," and he fights and he
that's
beats
where I
up
was
the
like,
British guy.
I'm watching this movie and I'm like, wait a minute, did I miss a scene where he recognizes and acknowledges that these are the men who killed his dad?
Just that flashback, bro.
No. And that's like I wish this movie were different. I wish this movie were legitimately.
I wish
the whole thing were Sean going after the people who killed his dad. Right?
Yeah, right. That would make so much more sense.
That's what the fucking movie should be. If that's what you're going to introduce, then that's what the movie should be. And it's not, because it was just like a tacked on beginning.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
remember,
You made your movie worse.
Yeah.
By tacking on that weird beginning.
I wish this movie was Batman, because at least in that movie, Bruce Wayne's thinking about it. It's like, hey, this guy kind of looks like that guy.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say.
Well, no, I just wish it was Batman.
I thought you were going to say, "Wish this movie weren't," is what I thought you were going to say. Like,
I wish this movie
wasn't.
It just wasn't. Well, that too. But if it had to be, if it had to be anything, if it had to be anything, I would wish it would be Batman.
Okay, so here's where I was with this movie up until this point.
Oh, okay. This is about when everything crumbled in my brain.
This is when this movie totally loses me. I'm half kidding, because I don't know where I was half the time anyway. But they take Chanley, drives in with Curtis Jackson, is like, I'm the minister's secretary, so I'm going to go in there and do whatever I'm going to do. And Sean and Charlie Dex are going to wait outside. And while she's inside, like, fighting people in her weird way, Curtis is like, look, if we don't get this vaccine in time, you're going to have to kill me. You know what we were up against here. And I'm like, nobody fucking knows. Nobody.
I thought he was going to become like a zombie or something.
What happens to you if we don't
Is he
get
going to spread the virus? Like, what is it? Yeah.
Is he going to become bad?
It's like that. Yeah. It's like that one Mission Impossible movie, right? Where he gets injected with the virus.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like,
it's all a carpet.
It's the second one.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes, it is, because Doug Ray Scott is chewing all of the scenery.
Sandy Newton gets injected with the virus, and he's got to get to her and save her before she exposes the virus to the world. Yeah.
Yeah, because they drop her off in like a really crowded town square or whatever. Yeah.
That's what I kind of thought this movie was, where it was going. No, I don't think so. But maybe.
I don't know what's. I mean, apparently Charlie knew what was going to happen.
Because he's like, I'm on it. I got it.
He's like, promise me you're going to kill me.
By the way, we did miss the first time.
Charlie's death. Oh, we did miss that part, but Charlie's death is the best part of this movie, by the way.
Yeah, we missed the first 100. time that we had ninja magic, and that because he was flipping out like after he killed General Andreas, and like. A ninja baby comes in and it's like, calms him down. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, it was Star Trek 3, man.
Baby, I'm gonna ninja you in your face tonight.
That should be our theme song for this. Yeah, that is the movie. If it was just an hour and a half of that, I would
ninja baby, I'm gonna ninja you in your face. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like that too. It's good.
I got the Chuck approval.
And Jason let me sing for like a half a minute there, which he wouldn't allow me to do last week. Would not allow me to do.
No, I wouldn't.
So so now, so she goes in and she's like, I'm gonna get those motherfuckers in there, and she's got a guy. She's got the Cobra, right, at gunpoint. Yeah. And who comes in? She rips off her face, and it's like, motherfucker, it's me. And it's like, she's gonna get the Cobra, and then like just Dr. Death just sneaks up and just blows her away.
Yeah.
Like she has ninja magic.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
The fuck.
You also got Steve James at this point trying to get the antidote. He then goes after the Dr. Death, and
who oddly enough has the thing to live.
yeah, right.
Or not. Maybe not.
But the real crown jewel of all of that is the sword fight. Oh my God.
When he pulls out another giant sword again?
Yeah, it looks like he has one sword, and then he pulls them apart. He's got two swords. But that has to be, in the history of choreographed fights, the worst I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad.
I think it might be the worst. Like, you can see a ninja hanging out right behind him, just waiting.
Just waiting for his chance.
Waiting for his chance to attack while he's fighting two other dudes in front of him. It is so poorly staged that I couldn't help but just guffaw throughout the whole thing. It is so bad.
Yeah, because he puts the sword on his back to block a hit that comes like 20 seconds later. It's like, what is going on here? Why are
it's super slow, and
I'm pretty sure you can see
everybody
the
is kind of like running up, running back, running up, running back.
Yeah,
not sure when to attack. It's just it's so bad.
I think that was when I saw a sword flop too. Like it was like floppy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it was like it was made out of just some aluminum foil.
It was really, really poor. Yeah.
So while that is that,
and
fight
Steve
with
James
Jackson,
is like, "Fuck this! I am not coming back for another one of these movies."
Well, yeah, he definitely doesn't. And then he didn't have an option 4 years later. Sorry.
Right. But then we have Charlie, Dex, and Sean trying to get to the Cobra, and they're fighting their way through ninjas that have arrows.
Yes.
Oh my god!
And there's two ninjas. There's two ninjas with arrows.
It's so good. I love this so much.
There's two quick shots, and Sean is like, ha, ha, and he catches both of them. And he's about to throw them back, and he ducks over to throw them. And while he does, one of the ninjas gets another shot off, and it hits Charlie Dex right in the chest.
And it's a mortal wound. He dies like
Sean,
5 seconds later.
Yeah, and to which Sean is like, meh.
and then Sean throws both arrows back
like this
and kills both the ninjas.
Like overhanded. Like you oh my god.
It is chef's kiss. It is chef's kiss shit right there. Like I was like, okay, that was cool. And the fact that they're willing to kill Dex Charlie is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like normally these people survive in this kind of movie, and how did this guy live?
Yeah, right.
This? Loved it.
I knew the moment he first showed up. It's like that guy ain't making it to this movie. But no, my note was, oh no, they killed Pee Wee. Also, throwing arrows can kill ninjas.
Then he looks down at Charlie and he sees Charlie's dead, and he looks up, sort of at the camera, but a little bit off camera, and he says, "All right, Cobra, your turn to die."
Welcome to die. By the way, at some point before this, I think it was Dr. Death. At one point shouts, "Stupid incompetent idiot."
Yeah.
Somebody, and I fucking probably at the audience for watching it.
So Andreas is dead. Jackson kills Folger as he's escaping with the maybe antidote for this thing or the cure. Who knows?
Who cares at this point? Yep.
Sean,
there's a weird patch of grass in the lobby of this building where they fight on.
It gets all over Sean.
I know it does, and it's like, why is there a patch of grass here in this lobby? It's like because it's also awkwardly shaped. It's not like shaped like it's making paths.
No, it's a 3, 4, 5 right triangle or something.
Right, right. It's like it's so weird, and it's just in the middle of another weirdly shaped part of this lobby, and it's like shit like that. I don't want to hyper focus on shit like that. But shit like that. But when you have movies like this, and you notice the weirder shit than the weird shit that you've already seen that is the rest of the movie, it really stands out.
It's about to get really weird because this is when Sean cures himself with his ninja powers.
Yes.
Legitimately cures himself of this virus with his ninja powers. Then the Cobra touches his Cobra button, and you have all the ninjas show up, like materialize on their pedestals in their City Connect jerseys.
I wish I remember what island you called this earlier, because
Yeah,
good.
I can tell you, it's their Saint Monique City Connect jerseys.
They are
the
bright
cobra on
red. Yeah, it's bright red.
They're bright red, and they're okay at fighting, I guess. But the American Ninja at this point isn't.
He's magical.
He's magical, and he's cured himself of the virus, so he's at full strength, and he dispatches of them quickly. And then the Cobra tries to strike, and he's got like wet bottom.
Yeah, he looks like he
shit himself. He shit himself.
the only one who hyper focused on that.
It was like the third or fourth cut.
Oh, the Cobra pooped his pantalones.
Yeah, it was the third or fourth cut, and they didn't bother to dry his pants, right?
No, they definitely didn't.
I don't think this movie, I'll be honest right here, I don't think this movie went far enough, because
it could have gotten much better.
When Sean cured himself, and he was doing the church in the steeple, as Jeff likes to call it, I thought he was going to throw the fucking disease.
Like it was going to,
he was going to expel it and throw it.
I did too.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Like, why not take that extra step in this terrible movie you're making and have that cool shit happen?
Because they didn't care enough to care.
No.
If this movie was the second X-Men movie, they could have done the thing where like Magneto pulled all the iron out of that guy's body.
Yeah.
They could have done that, and then he could have balled it up and then threw
blood.
it. Yeah,
that's good stuff.
The only other thing that happened, like, because the ninja wins, right? American Ninja wins, but while he's winning, the Minister of the Interior brings all of the police force in just to fight ninjas in the courtyard. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like, I guess I know that there's bad things happening now.
And they open the gates for him and let him in.
Yeah, and then the police just come in behind him. My favorite fucking thing, my biggest, the laugh that I laughed for 5 minutes afterwards was when the movie came to an end and they go to the credits.
And it's still going?
Yeah, they're still fighting outside. And you get the sweet sounds of George S. Clinton's "The Cobra Strikes."
Yes, and they just keep fighting, and I'm like, this. If this was how the credits kept going, of the mess being cleaned up outside with none of the heroes present. Five fucking stars.
Right before that, we get the American Ninja and Curtis Jackson like walking out of the door and backward. You see their backs as they walk out.
And ADR.
Oh, it's so bad. And Curtis Jackson says something like, I'm really tired of these ninjas. I just don't want no ninjas anymore. Like, warn me if there's going to be ninjas.
Can we fight something regular? Like,
it's like, hey, by the way,
it's so fucking bad.
By the way, your buddy is dead. Nobody ever told him that.
Nobody ever told him that. Yeah,
I don't think he gives a fuck.
Dex Charles is
somebody
dead.
Didn't give a fuck about anything.
Nobody gave a fuck about this. I think maybe David Bradley was like, "Hey, I'm in a movie. I give a fuck about it," but I don't know. I'm not sure.
So last week, Jason. Anyone have anything else to say about this movie?
Well, I was going to say that
do we have
for
to
some
give it
reason,
stars?
Yes.
Well, I think it's off the charts. I don't know. I don't know what to give this thing.
I kept thinking that David Bradley was what's the guy's name who plays Pinhead?
Doug Bradley.
Okay, Doug Bradley. For some reason, when I saw David, I was like, oh. And then I realized, oh wait, that's not the right guy. There is a David Bradley English actor.
That would be the British Ninja, also.
Yeah, but there is a David Bradley who played a version of the first Doctor on Doctor Who during, like the 60th anniversary, or not the 60th, before that. Whenever Peter Capaldi's last episode happened, and then yeah. Anyway,
well, it's not. Unfortunately,
it's not.
Okay, so wait, Jason. Last week you gave American Ninja 2.5 stars, I believe.
Did I?
Reserving.
No,
I gave it more than that. I think I gave it 3.5.
Did you give? No, because there were 4 is the scale.
It was 3. It was 3 because you gave the first one 2.5.
So I
And then
gave it
you
3. I gave it 3.
And you said you were reserving higher scores for the best one. So does this go above 3 for you? Like, in all honesty,
I can't do it. Although I do think this one has some of the most hilarious moments. Like, this one is the one I think that is truly so bad that it's funny and
it's
entertaining in a way. Like,
dumbfoundingly funny.
It's dumbfounding. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
honestly, I think this is maybe our best of the 3 episodes.
Probably.
So, but I'm gonna give it 2. I'm gonna give it 2
Okay.
because it is inexplicably dumb.
What about you, Jeff? Where do you land on stars with this one?
Ninja points.
Ninja points. Yeah,
points.
sorry.
I'm gonna 2. It's not that I didn't have a fun time watching this batshit insane stupid movie,
Sorry.
but I think if I were to say like 3, you guys would check me into like a mental institution. So I'm just gonna say 2. I'm just gonna keep it at 2. Okay.
Just keep it. They're playing it safe.
Keep it at 2. Yeah.
They're playing it safe. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 too. I don't have anything clever to say other than it's fun at times and it's inexplicably dumb.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of movie I would show someone and be like, wait until this shit happens. Like that is like the
There
kind
are
of stuff
kind of
that's
like more
what this-
memorable moments, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that this movie is built for and why watching it with others is the preferred.
Yeah.
Like if I watched this with Stephanie and I got to watch her reaction to this the whole time, I'd be having a much different conversation right now.
I definitely understand why I was so excited about this one again because I know in an inebriated state and a heightened sense of stonage, this movie was really, really fun.
It is fun.
And I think this probably would have been the best one for us to watch together, unfortunately, but oh well. I think we had a really good episode.
Lucky for everyone, next week we get to do American Ninja 4. And the week following that, we have American Ninja 5. But in the meantime, Jeff, what else is coming?
Yeah.
Sorry if I prompted you in a bad spot here.
No. All I was going to add to the conversation about this movie is while watching this, I kept thinking, it's like, this is how kids play in recess. Like things just kind of happen. Like, oh, look, ninjas, let's go get them. You know,
make up a tenuous plot to their play. Yeah.
Oh, now I have a single prop.
I'm gonna press this button, and then my ninja friends are gonna show up. And kick your butt.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go like, and I'm gonna be fixed. No more virus. Anyway,
so true.
So okay, go to filmseizure.com. That's where you can find out about American Ninja 4 next Wednesday, May 22nd, and where you can eventually find out about American Ninja 5 on May 29th. It's filmseizure.com. It's also where you can find out where we are on the social medias, where we're also available to be heard at the various podcast providers. Go there. But this upcoming Monday at filmseizure.com, a little bit different of a Monster Mondays episode. Last month I was doing a thing at PopCon where I was on the live podcast stage. So so this upcoming Monday on the 20th, you can hear that show, which was a celebration of Godzilla's 70th anniversary. Not too bad.
Pretty cool. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So that's also at filmseizure.com. Interestingly, this upcoming Friday at my website, bmovieanima.com, you can read my review of Stunt Rock. We brought it up earlier. There it is.
There it is. What happened? That in.
What a weird little movie that is.
Oh yeah, it is.
I thought it was going to be a mockumentary. It's not, even though it's described as such. It's weird. It kind of is, but kind of isn't. Yeah. Anyway, that is this Friday at bmovieanima.com. This upcoming Saturday, you can check out a new episode of B-Movie Anima, the series, where I am hosting the movie I Accuse My Parents.
Ooh.
Of what?
of being bad parents is what the.
Oh.
Well, I just gave away the movie.
Oh,
Thanks, Jason. You just walked me right into giving away the movie. Well, never mind. I guess you don't have to watch now.
No point.
Anyway, that was a classic on Mystery Science Theater, and sometimes I like watching those in full without the riffs. And it's not a very good movie.
nope.
Anyway, so yeah, next week, American Ninja 4, Annihilation.
The
Oh,
Annihilation.
no.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
what was the name of Ninja 3?
Blood Hunt.
No. The other Ninja series.
Oh, the Domination.
The Domination. Okay, not the Domination and the Annihilation. Okay.
Yeah. But we get the return of the dude.
Maybe one day
Dude
I'll
cough.
subject you all to those movies.
Can't
I know
wait.
you've seen some of them, but
Can't wait.
I know next week the Dudikoff and the Bradley join forces for American Ninja 4.
But it's the same director.
It is, and there's no Steve James. Womp womp.
And apparently there is a little bit of behind the scenes beef.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about that.
And apparently the poster looks a little bit like the poster from Halloween 3 with ninjas.
I am in.
Look,
4
it's like-
stars.
It's like if those silhouette kids on the hill when they're in their Halloween costumes were ninjas, all of them. That's what it looks like.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, it is.
Yeah, right?
Oh man.
So tune in next week
With the rising sun behind
to see if this excitement matches.
7
level
more
of
days to
excitement
American
next week.
Ninja 4.
That's perfect.
All right. Anyway, until then, I am Jeff Arbuckle.
I'm Canadian Chuck Zito.
I'm Charles, and you have been listening to Film Seizure.